Lithium is the lightest alkaline metal, most commonly found in trace amounts of lithium-containing compounds. For example, it can be found within most rocks and soil, in water bodies, as well as geothermal sources. Lithium is predominantly used as lithium carbonate or lithium metal. Common uses of lithium are within some pharmaceuticals, in special concretes, as well as electronics and electric cars. Lithium is important for our future in the fight in minimizing our carbon footprints and to help minimize climate change. Lithium has the capacity to do this as it is able to store high amounts of energy, meaning it can be used as efficient, low-cost and high-performance batteries. One of the anticipated uses is for renewable energy storage, where renewable energy from waves, wind, or the sun can be stored in these lithium batteries to be used in off-peak times. One day, these batteries can help city grids rely on more renewable energy instead of using fossil fuels. The biggest problem with lithium mining is that it requires a lot of water within the extraction process of lithium brine, where 500,000 gallons or roughly 2,000 meters cubed of water is required to process 1 ton of lithium brine. The Lithium Triangle is a region within Chile, Argentina and Bolivia that has large deposits and account for most of the world's production of lithium brine. These countries happen to be the most arid within the world, and yet due to their abundant nature, like Chile, not only have lithium mining but also copper mining. That equates to 65% of water being pumped out of groundwater reserves. There has been evidence to show that each year the local groundwater levels deplete by 1 meter. This is worrying as 10 Atacama communities rely upon a closed water basin in Olaroz, Argentina. Due to the erratic water supply, many locals have been forced to migrate from their homes and ancestral settlements within the Lithium Triangle. The process of isolating and concentrating the lithium content in the brine, which is a liquid compound of different elements, the brine is left in evaporation ponds that are lined in PVC. Many locals fear that if the liners fail over time, many toxins such as softeners or even lithium can contaminate the environment. This can give rise to biophysical consequences. Not only can soil ecology or aquatic life be affected, human metabolism and neuronal communication can be at risk. Locals also fear the toxic chemicals that are being used during lithium processing, as they can be found within waste storage ponds, processed waters, tailings piles, evaporative basins, and in transported products. Even evaporation ponds pose a safety risk to environment and health, as a brine is exposed to wind and storms. Lithium mining practices are the traditional processes, where an excess of water is required. Not a lot of research is currently being done to improve these traditional processes or to thoroughly know the reasons behind certain limitations. As we've seen in Chile, one of the most arid places in the world, they can't afford any water loss. Mining companies need to update their processes to ensure that the locals and environments will have a sustainable future alongside these mines. Also needed is clear, easy to understand communication between companies and locals. This will help alleviate locals' concerns in knowing the research and risk assessments that are being carried out before these projects start. Companies need to also communicate with locals over the importance of historical sites and their meaning. In 2020, Rio Tinto had destroyed 2 rock shelters at Dukin Gorge in the Pilbara. These shelters had religious significance to the local communities, as well as showing a 46,000-year-old history of continual human occupation. The devastating events in the Pilbara could have been avoided if only the mining company Rio Tinto had communicated their plans with the locals and getting their approval firsthand. Lithium mining practices aren't sustainable for the locals, the environment, and also the mining companies. The demand of lithium has increased over the years and will continue to heavily increase in the future. A major driving force is the use of lithium batteries in electric cars. The current lithium projects will not be able to keep up with this demand, and so mining companies will be forced to look into new lithium deposits. Sites have been set on the King Valley in Nevada lithium deposit, as well as the Jadad Valley in Serbia deposit. Locals in current projects will lose trust in mining companies if they aren't heard or given proper reassurance. When new projects arise, communities may not give approval. This may be as companies haven't properly communicated with locals, or they might not have a great reputation with other communities from other projects. This will halt production of lithium mining and will affect the world as we struggle to fill the demand. We can put pressure on mining companies to ensure that they work fairly with locals and the environment in mind. We can also put pressure on governments as they have the ability to ensure that there are stricter regulations that companies need to adhere to. Lithium is vital for our renewable future. Good relations between locals and mining companies can guarantee sustainability for communities, companies, and the environment.